Hey guys, it's Spacey, and I know I've been gone for a long time, so I kind of wanted to talk about that. So a lot of shit's happened in the last year, and I don't want to do this where like I started my channel and then I was gone for a year, and then I came back and then I was gone for a year. I don't want that to be the pattern of things. But some things have happened in the last year, and that's kind of where I've been. So I kind of just wanted to talk about that and then the future going forward and stuff like that. I do miss doing all the videos and stuff like that. But what happened last year, after the last haul video, is I realized I didn't have another video going up for the next week, and I was like, it's fine, we just won't have anything. And then all of a sudden it was 3 weeks later, and I was like, shit, I haven't done a video in 3 weeks. Okay, well, fine. It's fine, because to be fair, I was trying very hard to kind of follow the YouTube algorithm of you have to post constantly and you have to be consistent or like you suck, basically. Now the YouTube algorithm's trying to tell you have to do shorts or you suck. So like, whatever, YouTube hates me, so fine. And I trying to force myself into that little box and posting something every week was too much, because I have a regular full-time job that takes up, a lot of my time. I have my other channel that's my first priority and something that like I've gotten into a pattern. I'm consistent, and like I've been doing that for like 8 years or so now, 7 or 8 years. I don't know. And this one, even though I enjoy doing the videos, I don't enjoy the editing process because it takes hours and I'm lazy. And listen, I'm going to throw shade at myself because I am absolutely that person when people complain about like, guys, doing a video a week is so hard, that I roll my eyes. And like, this is karma bitch slapping me in the face for that, I guess. But to be fair, I'm really only judging people when this is their full-time job. If this were my full-time job, I have no excuse. Like, yeah, editing sucks and it's not fun, but this is all I'm doing. But with a full-time job and then my other channel that takes up like anywhere from 12 to 15 hours a week on top of then trying to do that, like it was just too much. And I realized that I was kind of burning myself out trying to force myself to do a video a week to stay consistent with YouTube's algorithm, and like otherwise we're not going to show your channel and all that stuff. And I realized that that's crazy because I do this for fun, and I don't want my channel to be like, I have billions of subscribers, because that's not what we're here for. Like, that's never going to happen. And I don't know why I was trying to think like I have to do something every single week. Yeah, I want the channel to grow. I want people to come here and kind of enjoy the content, but I'd rather just have a small audience that enjoys the content than have a huge audience where like you're not gonna, you know what I mean? So anyway, so it was like a couple weeks and I was like, all right, fine. I just need to reevaluate. I kind of burnt myself out. We'll figure it out. And then all of a sudden it was 3 months later, because time is bizarre. All right. As you get older, time gets weirder. So it was 3 months later. So it was like, probably August, September time frame, whatever. And I was like, shit, it's been 3 months. Oh my God, what happened? And I started thinking like, okay, I really got to get back in here and do other stuff. And then I started having random health issues. So that's where I've been for the last year. I was considering coming back and doing stuff, but then all the health issues kind of took priority. It kind of happened that I was, I had gotten back into obviously when the channel, like when we were, good Lord. When we were kind of cut off at the very end, it was like, I have to go back into the office after having not been there for 2 years. And I don't know, maybe my brain was like, we don't want to do this. So like, we're a drama queen. I don't know. But I started having weird issues and I started feeling a little weird, but I just figured, because obviously over those 2 years of COVID, gaining weight and whatever. And I was like, no, we need to go back. We need to eat healthy. We need to cut calories and do all those things. And like, just try to be able to fit back in our clothes again. Cause like for 2 years I couldn't, and so I figured it was just that, like, oh, I'm just feeling weird because I'm used to just eating whatever I want. And now I'm like trying to like cut down and be better. And my body's now throwing a fit because, no, we want to be a fat bitch. You know what I mean? So I figured that was kind of the problem, whatever. And then one night I was recording for the gaming channel and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to black out or throw up because I just had those feelings and I blacked out. Just fell on my damn ass on the floor. So I didn't get hurt or anything. And thank God my computer was over here and I fell that way because otherwise that would have been a whole other problem. But I mean, and I was sitting on my like exercisey ball. As you can see, our filming setup is a little different because my TV is over here and this is where I would sit and game, and I would sit on my bouncy ball looking at my TV. And the chair that I'm in now was my nice cushy chair was over there. And this normal setup, you see the chair behind me. I've moved the chair here because, you know, blacking out, it's like I can't sit on my exercise ball like I normally do to record and then black out and fall over. So I moved things around so my chair is here so I can like, I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, because now I got this big ass cushy chair that I can sit here and play games on. It's so much nicer. Look, I don't know. But yeah, so anyway, and I was like, you know, I figured it was like low blood sugar because again, that day I hadn't eaten a lot at work. And I usually come home, do my recording, and then I eat dinner and just relax. Because I know if I sit down, eat dinner, I'm watching TV, I'm not going to fucking then go and record. Like, I got to process, okay? So I was like, it's just low blood sugar, whatever. My mom and my sister came up to visit like a couple weeks later. And I don't know how we got on the topic. And my sister was like, is now a good time to tell you I had a dream you died? And I'm like, is now a good time to say that I've been randomly blacking out and having vivid visual hallucinations? That's the best way I can describe them. I don't really know what they are, because when I would refer to them as fugues, I was told that's not what they are, so I can't call them that, so like whatever. But the best, it's not like a hallucination where like, do you guys see the unicorn? It's not like that. It's, the best way I can describe it is like, okay, when you are dreaming, right? You're dead asleep. You're totally in a dream. It feels real. Everything is happening. And it's like, all right, just pretend you're in a dream and you're chilling with your bestie in like a field on a nice spring day. You can feel the cool breeze and there's daisies all around you and you can see the clouds. And, you know, just picture this mental image. You're there. It's happening. Then you have that stage where you're like half awake, half asleep. And you're like, oh, wait, I'm chilling with bestie and we're like talking about something. And like, oh, that's weird. And you kind of have parts of the dream are still there and the other parts really aren't. You know, it's kind of hazy. It's like that half state. And then when you wake up, you're like, I was dreaming and I was with a person and there was like a thing and like white and like in the back of your mind, you have that full ass picture, but you can't verbalize it or bring it forward. Like there is a part of you, you're like, I know what that dream was. I remember everything. I can see it, but I can't pull that image forward into my conscious mind to like analyze it and know what it is. It's literally like that, but it's a span of like seconds. Okay. And my mom's witnessed it happening. And it's basically like, I'm just like spaced out for a second. Like I'm just, you know, and it's like, and she'll be like, are you okay? And I'm like, I just had a thing. And those are when they're fairly intense. There are other moments where the best I can describe is like, I feel weird. Like, it's like a split second, something, you're like, oh, there was a thing, something happened. Like one of those things, one of those moments, right? And it's like, and I have no idea. So the thing is, I have not gone to the doctors since like, I don't know, it's been like 15 or 20 years. I don't like doctors. My last doctor was a douchebag, okay? I had been seeing a regular doctor, like a general practitioner, OBGYN. She did both. She left the practice, I got transferred to this douche, okay? So I would only ever go in once a year if I had like had a cold or I was getting sick. It's not like I was going in constantly, oh my God, I have this. Oh my God, I have cancer. Oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my God, I have monkeypox. I went in once a year like, everyone at work is sick and I don't feel good. Am I sick? Like, I don't know, you know, whatever. I never went in. I'm not a hypochondriac, but this man acted like I was a fucking crazy person. Like, I went in at one point and was like, I'm having heart palpitations. Things are weird on my chest, whatever. Okay. I just want to put this out there. And have a high family history of heart disease. My dad, his mother, my other grandmother, everybody. My father and his mother died from this. So this is like a huge thing. Yes, I was not even 30 at the time, so I totally understand a doctor being like, listen, you're really young. I highly doubt that's the problem. What have you been going through in your life? Are you dealing with a lot of stress, whatever? Yes, because I was getting divorced and my father was going in to have open heart surgery and was walking around the house like, hey, led a good life if I die on the table. You know what, man? I can't handle that stress, okay? Like, on one hand, good for my dad, though. Like, if you're going under the knife, it's best to make peace, just in case. But, like, that is not the kind of stress you want to deal with. You don't want your parent walking around saying shit like that, you know? So, of course, I was definitely very stressed out. But the man did not ask me. He's like, it's probably just stress. We don't typically see heart disease in someone your age. Yeah, and you don't typically see cancer in children, but I guess little Timmy's got to shut the fuck up because his leukemia is not a problem. You know what I mean? And, again, I would totally understand if a doctor was like, listen, I understand why you're worried. This is what bedside manner is. I understand why you're worried. You have a high family history. What have you been dealing? What's been going on in your life? Because I feel like it's probably stress, but like, let's talk about this. You'd say a divorce, dad's going under the night, like whatever, all this stuff. And you'd be like, yeah, pretty sure it's stress. But I don't think you really need to do any of these tests, stress tests or anything. But if you want to do them, I totally understand we can do them. You talk to a person, you don't go like, God, get over yourself, bitch. But that's basically his attitude. Yes, it was just stress. Okay. But like, let's be real. When you are feeling anything, if you feel anything weird in your chest, and I was like, it's nothing, and then I dropped dead, hello? At least I cared enough. You know what I mean? So it was like, well, obviously you're a dick. You know, or is it because I'm a woman and, again, a man gets a hangnail and it's, oh my God, you're gonna die, and a woman's arm is off, and it's like, oh, walk it off, bitch. It's probably just hormones. She's on her period. You know what I mean? Like, fucking bullshit. But anyway. The next time, my last straw was literally, it was like Easter and I was living in New England at the time, obviously. And I drove down to South Carolina to visit my best friend. And she has like the immune system of like, just doesn't, okay? It just doesn't exist. She gets like the plague, all right? So she got the plague. It was like a sinus infection, but like the plague. She gave it to me. Okay, I'm telling you it's like the plague because I thought I was going to die. I left her house, went to my other sister's house, whatever, and it was like gestating. I started feeling like, oh, my nose is scratchy, whatever. I'll just take over-the-counter shit, right? Still felt kind of crappy. But you know when you're in the very beginning, you're like, I feel, but I don't want to go to it. Oh, whatever, I'll be fine. Just chugging NyQuil. All right? Get to my other sister's house. My mom's there, whatever. And I was like zonked out. They were like, you need to go to a clinic. They took me to like a walk-in clinic. Okay. I have to stress this was a doctor, a woman with a medical degree. Not some dude in a back alley I paid $20 to. All right? The legitimate fucking doctor. I have to stress this because what comes after is fucking baffling. So she does the test, whatever, and I have a double ear infection and a sinus infection. I'm going to tell you I thought I was dying because it was weeks. Like, it was like at least a week. It was probably only like a week, whatever. I'm not sure if I took a week or 2 weeks off, but it was at least a week of feeling like I was going to die. And if you've had a sinus infection and you've let it go before antibiotics, it feels awful. And I'm very melodramatic when I'm sick, okay? Like I have a little sniffles and I'm like, I'm going to die. Okay, I'm a very whiny, not good sick person. So double ear infection, sinus infection. That's like all the infections together. So anyway, I take the antibiotics, whatever. I had to end up taking extra vacation days because I couldn't drive home, you know. Finally get home, whatever. I was pretty sure at this point, like after my antibiotics ran out, my friend who gave me the plague got sick instantly again. As soon as her antibiotics ran out, she had to go get more. So like, I know this. So when I feel like postnasal drip and I'm like, my throat is burning again, I'm like, I'm sure it's just postnasal drip, but since the plague bearer is sick again, I'm gonna like go, YouTube's gonna demonetize, it's not even monetized, but YouTube's gonna ban this because I kept saying the plague so much, whatever. Like, anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna go and just get it checked out. So I went in and I said, listen, I got over this infection, whatever. I'm sure it's just postnasal drip, but I just want to be sure because my friend who gave me this got sick instantly again, and that was a living hell, and I don't want to go through it again. I'm just covering my bases. All this man had to do was check and go, yeah, it's just postnasal drip. You're fine. Like, cool. Yeah, you're right. Cool. Just check. What I got was, well, if you had this infection. Excuse me, bitch? Fucking if? Do you think I just made this up? I'm sorry, you're a doctor. You can look in my, you can be able to tell that, yeah, you had some kind of infection. I don't know what it was. I can understand, like, he didn't diagnose, so he doesn't know if it's a double infection, but you can tell that I had some kind of something going on. Like, yeah, you had some kind of infection. Not an if you had this infection. Like, you thought I was lying. Never went to a fucking doctor again. Because I'm smart, and I'm like, if you don't care about my health, then I don't either. I'm just going to drop dead, and who's going to pay for me? Listen, don't do as I do. This is stupid. This is so stupid. Take care of yourselves. All right. So I haven't been to a doctor in forever. So that was like the longest winded way of like, I finally went to a doctor, found a doctor down here. I had to have a friend bring me because I'm like, I need an emotional support human. I'm not adult enough to do this. I don't want to go by myself. I don't want to. Like, I need you to hold my hand and make sure I go because otherwise I won't. And the only reason I did it is because, of course, my mom's freaking out. Like, you're blacking out. You're just go to a doctor. So I went to a doctor. You do all the blood tests, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everything comes back fine. Except for here's the fun part. I feel like there should be an award for this. Like, my vitamin D was low. I've been deficient in vitamin D before, but your vitamin D is deficient if you're under 30. Not the age of 30, the number 30. It's got to be between 30 and 100. That's like your good vitamin D. I'm like, should there be an award for the fact that my vitamin D was 4.7? How does that even happen? I've gone out in the sun like once in my life. You'd think I don't know. It was kind of funny. I was like, that's bad. When you're deficient in vitamin D, they usually give you like mega dose vitamin D that you take, I think it's once a week, that you take for like 6 to 8 weeks. They sent me 6 months and I had to be on it for 6 months. Now, that's run out. I've since been off that for a while. And I was supposed to get blood tests again to check it just to make sure. And they didn't do the vitamin D test. So I still don't know, but I'm starting to feel like it might be on the floor again because like my hair is falling out and it's ridiculous. And I know I could just bleach it and dye it, but like when I'm like this, when I wake up in the morning and there's hair I'm like, and that's the sign of vitamin D deficiency too, is like your hair falls out and it's like, well, whatever. I don't feel any weirder. Maybe. I don't know. Like, do I feel lazy? Sure, but I'm lazy. So anyway, that was about the only thing that was wrong. But of course, you know, the doctor's like, well, she's like, I want you to do a sleep study. I never end up doing the sleep study because here's the thing. You're going to go to a lab. They're going to hook electrodes up to you, like stick things to you and be like, you don't sleep well. Yeah, because I'm in a strange place with people monitoring me. You might not be staring at me while I sleep, but you're monitoring me and that you might as well be staring at me. Sleep and taking a shower. Sleeping a naked or like my two most vulnerable don't get near me. So like, of course I'm not going to sleep well in a sleep lab. Like, I was like, this isn't going to go well. We'll get back to that though. So I did make the appointment, but they canceled it and I never rescheduled. But the other thing she said, which is the fun part, was a neurologist. And I'm like, okay, oh God, all right, okay, neurologist. All right. So I had to see a neurologist, which means I had to have MRIs done. So that's fun. You know, you're in a fucking MRI machine. And the day before you get this done, the night before, I'm like, oh my God. Like my mom came, you know, and was back and forth for like months, taking me all these appointments. And the thing about the MRIs, if you've never had one done, or if you have, I'm sure you understand this. The night before, you're like, oh my God, I have a brain tumor. I'm going to die. I'm going to go in there and they're going to tell me I have something that's about ready to explode in my head and I'm going to die. This is how I find out I'm dying. And it's traumatic because you're like, I'm dying. I have a brain tumor. I do not have a brain tumor. Okay. So in the it's even scarier because then when the results come back, you're like, okay, whatever. Usually, and maybe it's because I'm old and 100 years ago when I went to doctors, but they're like, oh, okay, we got your lab results. Everything's good. I get a call. Okay, so we want you to come in to talk about them. And I'm like, oh my God, there's something wrong because if everything was fine, they'd be like, everything's fine. No, I had to go in. I'm like, I had to physically go in. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my God, I'm going to die. And my mom is like, you need to think positive. And I'm like, I'm positive I'm going to die. Like, because, you know, I guess prepare for the worst so that when your neurologist is like, your brain looks really great for your age. There's literally nothing wrong with my brain. It looks great for my age. So that's awesome, I guess. And nobody can tell me, oh, you don't have a brain. I do. I have it on DVD. I have a DVD in my drawer that's got pictures of my brain. And it looks awesome. Which I guess is good because, you know, doing all these brain scans, you can find a lot of different problems. Obviously, no tumors. My brain looks great. So that means, like, when I forget things, it's not because I have early onset Alzheimer's. So, okay, I would think. I don't know. I'm just going to pretend. Let's just go with that. But then, of course, the other thing was it could be, like, non-epileptic seizures, even though I'm not having typical kind of, like, I don't, like, seize like that. But, so that's one of those things that's like, we could just try medication. I don't really want to try medication until I know what's wrong because I don't want to, like, you know. So, I mean, I did end up blacking out a couple months after. I'm not sure when the timeline of everything, like when I went to all these doctors, because everything's jumbled in my brain, which is great for my age. So it's because time is fucking weird. But yeah, so I've only blacked out like 3 times, and I haven't blacked out since January, so that's good. But I still have these moments, these things. But like the neurologist, of course, was like, all right, but recommended a cardiologist. So of course, that's fun because I've always been prepared for the day I have heart disease. Because again, my father died from this, and my other grandmother had to have open heart surgery. Like, it runs in my family. So like, if I'm gonna get something, you know. So I had to go to a cardiologist as well. You had to do an echocardiogram on my heart, do all the stuff. It didn't do a stress test or anything, but they did the echo just to make sure everything's good. And luckily for me, everything's great with my heart as well. So my brain and my heart are good, but I still have no idea what's wrong. So, I mean, that's the longest version of the story. I mean, there's other stuff in there. I never did the sleep study because what I ended up, after going through and doing the MRI and everything, the neurologist recommended a 3-day home EEG where they basically come in, they stick the things to your head. You've got a bandage around. You look like you were in a car accident because you got bandages and you've got like this thing that you're holding onto, like, to register your brain. And there's a computer set up in your bedroom monitoring you. She wanted video monitoring too. And I was like, not doing that. I won't. No, that's creepy and weird. I'll make these videos because I can choose not to put them up, but like somebody watching, no. So I was like, if it's got to be video, I'm not doing it. She was fine with not having video. Nothing happened during those 3 days, but they're monitoring you. I was like, if there's any kind of a weird sleep issue, that would have come up in one of those 3 days. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that's why I didn't end up doing the sleep study because I'm like, I don't think I need it at this point. So nothing wrong with my brain. Doesn't seem to be a sleep issue. Although someone at work did ask if I was narcoleptic. I was like, I could curl up in a ball and take a nap right now. So maybe, I don't know. We are down to the possibility at this point. The fun thing is it menopause or is it migraines? Because you can start perimenopause 10 years before you actually go through menopause. And that's kind of fucked up, dude. And even though my doctor, like, also, like, I finally went back and did my OBGYN shit because I haven't done that in like 15 years either. You know, that's all great. Good job for me. Okay, but get your bits and bobbles checked, ladies. Seriously, just do it. It's traumatizing. I get it. I don't like doing it. I'm like, but everything's fine. But, you know, and I talked to her about it and she's like, oh, well, no, since, you know, period's regular, it's probably not that. But the thing is like, even still with menopause, it's kind of like, oh, when was the last time you had a period? A year ago? I guess you're in menopause. Yeah. Still, it's 2023. Why are we still doing this? Because like my mom's like, yeah, I mean, she didn't know. It was just like, oh, you haven't had a period for a year. I guess you're in menopause. I mean, that was 20 years ago, but like 20 years. Should we have progressed a little? I don't know. So I'm pretty sure she said that there's blood tests you can do to check your hormone levels and see that. So I need to get those done because a lot of the symptoms and things that I have, it's like, you would think it sounds like menopause. I get hot flashes. I used to sleep. I know I've moved, so like obviously air conditioning in my townhouse is different than in my apartment and things like that. But like I used to sleep with like this layer thick of like fucking fleece blankets, like some of them folded over. I'm pretty sure I have at least 14 blankets on my bed with a fan going, AC. Now I'm like my comforter and that's it. And half the time that's too hot. I'm always, but I'm still always cold. But like right now I'm hot, but then again, it's this light. And I don't have my AC on because for a couple days it was really motherfucking cold, and now it's summer again. I don't know. It's the South and it's fall. Oh my God, my hair is so sorry. I'm actually wearing clothes because I had to go to an eye appointment. That's why I decided I'm like, let's do this now because I've been thinking about this for a while. But yeah, this is a long ass video to just explain that I've been gone for a year because I've been dealing with health issues. So again, I still have no idea what's wrong. So hot flashes, I get emotional. I'm a crier. I cry all the time, but there are times where I just cry for no reason. The other day, like 2 days ago, my doctor's office, my eye doctor office called and was like, do you still work at XYZ? I do. Okay, your vision insurance changed and we don't take that. I cried for like 2 hours. I cried hysterically like someone had died. And then I was trying to record a video for my other channel and I'm like tears just pouring in my face. And I'm like, this is not how a normal person reacts to this. And then like several hours later, I'm like, all right, we can deal with this. Let's see. But I'm like, and I get very emotional when I'm stressed, but I was like, this is a little excessive. But the weird thing is even migraines can cause that. And also migraines are linked to hormones. So it's like, if it's a hormone, it shouldn't be causing migraines. So it could be both. I don't know. Found out too, my sister has migraines and my dad always had migraines, and migraines can be genetic. So if your family has migraines, you're more likely to get them. Who knew? I mean, I'm sure some people knew. I didn't. But so I'm just sorry. I was just making sure it's still recording because I'm like, that would suck. I have to redo this. But yeah, so, and migraines can cause a lot of things. Now, if they're migraines, they're the painless kind. I know they're not technically called silent migraines. I forget the name for them, but it would be like that. But I did notice that I'm like, a lot of times I have this is what I learned the other night looking them up. There's like the aura that comes with migraines is sometimes described as a funny feeling. And I'm like, so there's a technical term for when I said I feel wrong. I feel weird. It's a funny feeling. I was like, who knew I was being real technical with that? But like, maybe my weird feeling is this funny feeling that's like an aura, and the vivid visual hallucinations I have where I feel like I'm having a dream state are these, because you can have sort of hallucinations, vision problems and everything like that with migraines. And I've noticed that like if I'm listening to my headphones and I'm dancing around, whatever, that these weird split second hallucination things, whatever they are, happen more often. And I'm like, is it exercise? My body's like, no, we're destined to stay fat. I've also gained so much goddamn weight in the last year because my mom is here constantly and we're just ordering food. So that also was why I was like, no, I don't want to come back and do stuff because I can't fit into my clothes and I'm not happy and I don't want, but you know what? Like, listen, I've been like trying not to be fat for like 20 fucking years. So like, we are what we are. But like, obviously I got to go back to like, I've been trying to eat healthier and do like, be better because I'm lazy. But like, the last 3 years have sucked, okay? But like, we're gonna get back on track and we're gonna feel better. That's why I dyed my hair like a phoenix. It doesn't look like it now and it looks all totally red on camera, but it was like bright red and then this was like an orange and then underneath was like a neon yellow, but then they all started fading together and it doesn't really look different, but I'm a phoenix motherfucker. This is something I wanted to do like last December and I finally just did it like a month or so ago. So it's taken me a year to do that. So whatever. Anyway, point being, we'll figure it out. I've also noticed like when I did my, when I went to my eye appointment, I did retinal imaging. And like when they do that, it's like a laser in your eye. And I was like, oh, that made me feel weird. And I was like, sound, light, migraine, sensitivity, light and sound. I'm like, maybe it is. I don't know. So I still have to get blood work done to check my hormones. And then if it's not that, then I'm gonna have to call up my neurologist and be like, look, let's try some migraine meds because whatever. And there are migraine meds that they treat migraines and seizures. So it's like if she was concerned about my bird screaming, like a seizure thing, like they would do both and like whatever, we'll see what happens. So the good news is I haven't blacked out in like almost a year, but I'm still technically not supposed to drive. So I've been working from home for the last year. I went into office for like a couple of months and I've been home now for the last year. So, so shit's been weird and that's where I've been. But now that this has been 30 minutes of me talking about that, the future of the channel, I'm not going to try to do weekly uploads. That's too much, and I don't like doing the editing. Editing takes forever, especially when we do hauls and stuff like that. Also, I think I kind of noticed on the channel, like haul videos got a lot of views, but styling ones didn't really. And I don't want to just do hauls. I can't afford it. I'm still going to buy stuff from Black Milk because they constantly do releases and I have issues and I can't not. And I still have bought stuff over the last year, but now everybody wants my money. My insurance doesn't cover my vision shit. I've obviously have medical bills that I've had to deal with. I gotta get tires on my car. I gotta pay my student loans back. Like everything all right now, and it's fucking Christmas. So, so I can't, and even then, even before, I couldn't do hauls every single week. I do still want to do styling videos and stuff. I'm still going to do, if I buy stuff, I'll still show you guys. I want to do more crafting stuff. I made my sister this really fucking awesome caftan for her birthday. And that was a process and I did it badly, but then it came out really awesome at the end. And I was going to make one for my mom for Christmas. So I bought fabric for that. So maybe we'll make that and you can see how not to do shit. Cause I'm not, look, I used to sew sock monsters. I don't have any of them floating around that I can show you and be like this. Reginald's downstairs. He's got an Instagram. I think it's linked in the thing, but but that's you mess it up and you're like, whatever, it's part of the thing. This is clothing. I want to alter my clothing. I have a skirt that I've been planning to make for a little while that I then was like, I'm going to do something slightly different. Anyway, any kind of crafting things like that. I love closet clean out videos. We're not cleaning out my closet, but tell me what you would kind of want to see. I still want to do styling stuff. I'm still going to do kind of haul stuff, but I just want to, this is just going to be an everything channel. I just want to do different things. I'm not going to do a separate channel for crafting shit because I already have two, man. I can't handle that. You're going to have to deal. If you don't want to watch the crafting stuff, don't. You only want to watch the haul stuff? Cool. There's just going to be stuff for everybody. So, but let me know for the 6 people who might still be around after this year, if there's certain things that you want to see. I love when people do closet cleanouts because I was watching one and the girl was like, I love watching closet cleanouts because I'm nosy and I like seeing people's clothes. And I'm like, that's me. I want to see your clothes. I have no problem doing do you want to go through my fucking clothes? I will be that voyeur. I'll be like, you want to go through my skirts? Here's a 2-hour long video of all my skirts. I might not try them on because I don't think half of them are going to fit my fat ass right now and I don't want to cry. But we can be like, this is my skirt. This is this. We can do that. We can make a ton of videos. I got a huge ass wall of my closet that's just my dresses. So, you know what I mean? You want to go through my purse collection? You want to go through my shoe collection? Do you want to do shit like that? Do you want to just see my shit? I feel like that's so weird, but at the same time, I'm offering that because I'm like, if somebody was like, let's just look through my top. Fuck yeah, I love that. I know it's usually because they're doing clean outs, but I'm like, I just want to see all your clothes because I'm fucking weird like that. I have a hat collection. We could, whatever you want to see, let me know. And I'll think about especially if it's fashion-y kind of content, that sort of thing. Whatever, think about it to get ideas and stuff like that. But I do, again, I want to do crafting kind of things. I don't necessarily know if I just got a hair on me. I'm sorry. Recipe things. I thought about that, but then it's my kitchen is always in a state of chaos. So do I want you to see that? Also, I'm not a chef, but sometimes I make things and I'm it doesn't look nice, but it tastes great. So I don't know, whatever. So let me know if there's things that you want to see. I would like to try to be a little more consistent, even if it's every other week, but it might not even be that much because the editing and stuff like that usually takes a while. And I don't like listening to me or looking at me. Because the camera adds 50 pounds. I'm very no, I'm just kidding. It feels like it does because I keep looking over and I'm like, I look dead and I hate this. If I look in the mirror, I'm like, I look good. And then I look in this and I'm like, what the fuck? So that's a me problem. But yeah, so, and just so you know, if you want to see the stuff that I've bought in the last couple of months, I don't know if I remember all of it, but Black Milk just had their Warner Brothers release and I got a fuck ton of Scooby-Doo shit. that like is not normally my style. And I was like, I'm going to figure out how to do this. They're coming up with their Christmas release that's coming out soon. So we'll do that when I get it. Cause unfortunately I haven't seen the full preview and there's already like 4 or 5 things that I want. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to sell a kidney. It'll be fine. Whatever. You regrow kidneys. I'm kidding. I know you don't, but I'm just, if I could find a way to farm kidneys to sell them, I would do it. The FBI is going to come after me now. But yeah, I mean, anything like that, like if I feel like, you know, I mean, I've got jewelry that I've got to fix. We can fix stuff. We can do like, we can do some fashion hack videos. Like if there's things like, oh, hey, here how to fix this or do whatever. I've got a pair of shoes that I love, but like the buttons and things are like crack, things look horrible and I wanted to kind of fix them up. We can do different little crafty things like that. But again, I've rambled enough. Let me know what you want to see in other types of videos or things like that or ideas, and we'll kind of write them down and start doing them. It's definitely going to be a little sparse over the next couple months because like I got to take a lot of vacation time from work because I've been very busy. My job changed, like, which is a good thing, but I had to learn a whole new thing. And so that was a lot of like pressure and stress and a lot of stuff. And work has been very busy because of that. So that's also taken up a lot of my time where like after I'm done work, I just want to lay on the floor, like, cause my brain's broken. So I also don't ever put on real clothes except for like now. So like I always look like hell. So who wants to film a video when you look like shit? Most of the time, if we do videos after, I'm probably going to look like shit. So like, whatever. But yeah, so anyway, that's it. We will be back. I do want to come back and do things. I've been thinking about this for months, but it was one of those like, I want to wait until like everything's settled, but everything's not going to be settled. I don't know what's wrong. It's going to take months. I probably won't get any of my blood work or anything done till like freaking December. So whatever, that's that. This is the longest video I wanted it to just be short and quick, but I talk a lot and there was a lot to talk about the last year. So let me know what you want to see. I hope some of you have stuck around. And I hope that we can be a little more consistent. Again, it's not going to be every week. There might be things where it's like, we have a video this week and we've got next week and the week after. And then there's 2 weeks in between. It's going to be sparse and infrequent, I guess. You know, it's going to be what it is. I don't want to have to take like a year-long break, but you know what I mean? I want to have videos, but I don't want to burn myself out, and it's not worth trying to fight and do like whatever YouTube's trying to tell me to do to recommend my videos because now they're pushing shorts and I don't want to do shorts, man. You know, like, so it's going to be what it's going to be, but I hope those of you who are still around, stuck around, or if you're new, hi, this is the weirdest video to pick first, but I guess like, but you know, so that's that. And I hope you'll stick around even though we're not going to be frequently posting or regularly posting just because, you know, this is the 3rd level down. I got my job, I got my other channel, and then I got that. And you know, so, plus again, I'm going to wane where there's going to be like, yeah, fashion stuff. And then there's something like, I don't want to. So, you know, I'll try to space the videos out so that we got something and we don't take a year-long break. Because I don't want this to be the consistency. You know, I want to actually have videos and do stuff, but we'll try to come back and do stuff. So hopefully to see you in the next couple of weeks again with something, especially maybe sewing up that thing for my mom. That's going to be a train wreck because that'll be fun. You want to see some chaos? That'll be that. But anyway, let me know what you want to see or ideas that you have or anything like that. And I hope to see you around fairly soon. So, toodles!